After another great performance in between the sticks, is Walsh QPR's number one for the rest of the season and beyond? Welcome back to Where the Superhoops Talk with myself, Luke, and today we've got Jared and Michael talking all things QPR, including this week's A to Z and tweet of the week. Michael, let's start with the game. A point apiece against Charlton. Happy with that?
No, I think it is an opportunity missed. I know it's a tough place to go. And I'm pleased we kept Dykes and Coleman at bay, even though that Dykes probably had the game of his life on Friday. But I did think it's an opportunity missed. I think the last week or the week before, I said that we're not fighting for anything, and that's because I don't think we can take those opportunities to close the gap on the top six. And coming home with a point is great, but we could have gone into the weekend. Players played well, but we could have come home 3 points closer. And I feel like we just let ourselves down a little bit on Friday.
Yeah, like you say, it could be seen as an opportunity missed, but I mean, like I touched on in the start of the show, Walsh, he made some really good saves. You could have easily lost the game, Jared. Do you look at it and think, actually, with the chances Charlton had, Walsh coming up with some brilliant saves, quite happy with the point?
I think it's definitely a point gained, in my opinion. I think a few weeks ago I was criticising the manager really for the fact that we seem to be so open away from home, and the Norwich game we were out of sight kind of after 15 minutes, but he seems to have learned. And I know it's 3-0 draws in a row, but actually we're hard to beat. The goalkeepers played really well. The centre backs have been outstanding, and when you've got the players out that we have, I think you're not going to win a game if you concede. So the fact that we've kept three clean sheets, and if we had that extra bit of quality at the other end of the pitch, the 3 games, I think we probably would have got 4 more points maybe. So I think it's a positive point, and I think the manager even said that it's important that we win on Saturday now, because then if you look at it as 4 points from these 2 games, I think it's a good return. So and credit to Walsh, because he was given an opportunity at the start of the season, didn't really take it, and then came in out of the cold really, and he's been really good so far, and it was definitely his best game on Friday night.
Yeah. In previous pods, Michael, I think really at the start of the season, I think leading up to January, actually, I think a goalkeeper was one of the things you suggested you wanted in the transfer window. So it was a bit of who is the number one for QPR. Are you now happy with Walsh? I think we were saying just off record that since the West Ham game, I know obviously the result didn't go QPR's way, but since the West Ham game, he had a really good performance in that game, and he sort of keep pushing on, and there's been some clean sheets to add as well. Do you see Walsh as the goalkeeper going forward?
Yeah, I think he's earned his place now. He's beaming with confidence every game. And to get man of the match on Friday night on Sky is going to just do him the world of good going into the game against Blackburn. I think when we sent out Murphy Cooper on loan to Sheffield Wednesday, I was a bit dubious, thinking we'd sent our best keeper out. But Joe Walsh deserves the place in this team at the moment. And if he keeps up this form towards the end of the season, there's no reason why I can't see him being our number one next season.
Yeah, definitely. Well, there's a lot of love for Walsh at the moment, and we're also coming up to Valentine's Day. And I'd like to ask you, boys, is there any players, past, present, any of the loan players that you're not meant to fall in love with? Is there any players that you love and you hold dear to your heart? Jared, we'll start with you. I mean, you have put Wee Hart Madsen in your bio, so maybe that's one of the players. Is there anyone else, past and present, that you've fallen in love with, mate?
This is going back a long time, but the first loan player that I can remember falling in love with was Mark Kennedy. He started off at Millwall, went to Liverpool when he was young, and we signed him on loan, and he was just a brilliant left winger. I think we were in the old Division 1 at the time, but yeah, that's the first loan player that I can really remember falling in love with. And then obviously last season, Ronnie Edwards, we all fell in love with him, and we've got him back now. So yeah, they're 2 that I can think of when they say don't fall in love with a lone player, where they completely got me.
You're right, Ronnie Edwards. I mean, sometimes it shows you though the love's too strong. The player has to come back to the club, and that's obviously what's happened there. Michael, is there anyone for yourself? I know you spoke previously about loving Delta Rap and players of that nature. Is there anyone that you've fallen in love with and you still hold dear to you?
Yeah, I think in terms of a full-time QPR player who wasn't on loan, who will always hold a fond place in my heart, is Alejandro Fornam. He got played with injuries for us, but he was fantastic every time he played, and he really embodied what it meant to play for QPR and got in with the fans. But in terms of a loan player, I think Naki Wells, that loan time when we had him on loan I was praying that we signed him, and unfortunately he went to Bristol City and he scored against us the following season. But yeah, he's one of those players on loan that you just wish you managed to keep him in some capacity.
Yeah, I can't ever forgive him for that penalty miss against Birmingham. Like, yeah, that broke me, I think. So yeah. Don't hold the same views as you, Michael.
What about in the current squad then? Obviously, Madsen, would you say, Jared, he's your favourite player currently?
I think he's the one that surprised me the most, I'd say. But I think Jimmy Dunn probably is the one that kind of, I think he's stepped into the captaincy role where he is fit, touch wood, every single week, gives his all, and again he's just a typical QPR player for me. So yeah, he's probably my number one at the moment.
Okay. What about you, Michael, in the current squad?
Yeah, I agree with Jared. Jimmy Dunn has really settled himself at Loftus Road, but also say Koki Sato. I think it's difficult to not like the bloke, and when he does play, he gives it his all, and he's a good player as well on his day. So
yeah, we're currently in transfer talks to sign a hamster into our family, and I'm trying to persuade them that we can call him Koki, but not had much support. But I'm going to keep on trying.
That needs to be part of the negotiations with the family.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm not getting it unless you let me name him Koki.
I'm sure he'd be so happy about that as well. Right, we're coming up to a next fixture, which is Blackburn at home. We've got a little bit of time. It's not till next week. There's a cup games as well. It's a bit of a mad sort of week, but Blackburn at home is the next game. It's on paper, it's a very winnable game. Michael, we'll start with you. Do you expect 3 points, and what else do you expect to see from the game?
I think we have to. I think we have to go into every game expecting to win if we are going to challenge for a playoff spot. But knowing the way we are, and I do feel like it's a winnable game, but I can see us coming away. We're making it very difficult for ourselves, but I can see it being 2-1. But all I want to see is the players go out there, not pick up any more injuries, and just keep another clean sheet and get the win. I reckon it'll be 1-0.
Yeah. Okay. Jared, do you expect 3 points? Blackburn are having their struggles at the moment.
Yeah, I think they've not appointed a new manager yet, have they? I don't think so. That might be something that comes up this week. But our record generally against Blackburn, home and away, isn't that great. It's a team we normally struggle against. But I do think they're kind of seeing the home games as the ones where they can really push. So I think if we can get maybe just one player back fit, if Chair's fit, maybe it would really help us. So I'm going to go 3-1 win.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's important to get 3 points. It's a game that you do look on paper and going, have to get 3 points there. Brilliant. Right, onto the A to Z. So we've got the letter P. There's lots of different choice. Jared, we'll start with you, please, mate. Who or what is your letter P for QPR?
I've gone for one of maybe the biggest cult heroes that we've ever had at QPR, Gino Padula. Most people outside of QPR probably have never heard of him. But we signed him in 2002 under Ian Holloway, and at first he didn't get into the team. He'd been released by Wigan, I think it was, and a couple of injuries, and I think by January he came into the team. And yeah, the fans just fell in love with him. He had long, luscious locks, Argentinian, just gave everything. And I think if you ask a lot of QPR fans that were around in that time, he would be high up on our list of kind of favorite players. And he played in the playoff final when we lost to Cardiff, and he was substituted on about 79 minutes, I think I saw. And the player that came on for him was a player called Tommy Williams, and he's down in QPR folklore because he had an opportunity to cross it in for I think it was Paul Furlong, open goal, and he shot. And if it had been Gino in that position, there's no doubt that he would have squared it and we'd have gone up that day. But yeah, probably one of my favourite all-time players, I'd say.
Like that. Michael, what about yourself? What's your letter P for QPR?
Yeah, see, for players, I didn't have many choices in terms of the generation of teams that I saw with like James Perch and Sebastian Poulter. Obviously, speaking to my dad, you've got Phil Parks, Paul Parker, and legends of the game. But I'm going to talk about something more current, and that is the pitch. I think it is, since after Christmas, it has been a state. And I do think it's the cause of some injuries that we've had, especially Varane, and it is something that needs to be addressed. I know it's talked about every week on Twitter from the away fans and the home fans, how awful the pitch is, and it's something that needs to be addressed. So yeah, it's really got to change.
Yeah. If it's impacting the team, that's where it's obviously you can't play football either. Obviously you've got the injuries as well that can happen, but it's also the football. Jared, what do you think needs? Is it a complete new relay of the pitch, or what do you think needs to happen for it to start looking in better condition?
Don't think they can do anything between now and the end of the season. I think it's something that they just have to manage. And I would have thought if the weather's bad this week and we get any heavy rain, then the game could be in doubt. It's that bad. And when you actually watch the games, the Coventry game especially, I thought it was so bobbly. The players really struggled to kind of get it under control, and it impacted them and it impacted us too. So I honestly don't know what happened to it between the Leicester game and the Norwich game, but it's not like we've had extreme cold weather or anything. So yeah, I don't think it's in a good state, and yeah, I can't see anything changing between now and the end of the season.
Groundsman, if you're watching, sort it out.
Yeah, sort it out.
Right, we're finishing with tweet of the week as we always do, and it's about a player that we have spoken about quite a lot for some reasons, challenging people to races in car parks and stuff like that. And it's Steve Cook, and it's from a QPR fan, and it's Steve Cook is a Rolls Royce. He's coming to his criticism over the season, but currently he's hit a bit of form, and there's a clip going around where I don't know where he's got this speed from. It's a race. I can't remember who it's against. But it's a race against a Charlton player, and Cook gets there first. And yeah, he's hit. Maybe he's hitting a bit of form in his old age. Michael, what do you think? Are you liking what you're seeing from Steve Cook?
Yeah, I think he's been flawless the last few games. I think we've been giving him a bit of stick, but he's really shown his experience. And the challenge that you're on about, I think, was against Dykes, where Dykes got the better of Ronnie Edwards, and it looked like Ronnie Edwards was running through water. But Steve Cook managed to get back and make their last-ditch tackle, which obviously helped us keep the clean sheet. But yeah, he's been flawless, and he's been available as well. And that's all you can ask for, really, from a defender.
You're highly experienced as well, Jad. No matter, some people said at the start of the season as his legs gone, etc. But he brings the experience that's needed at any level, really.
Yeah, I think I can't fault him really. The last couple of months he's been outstanding, and I think if we go back to kind of a month ago, maybe a lot of QPR fans would have had him as fourth or fifth choice centre back, but he's become undroppable now, and even with Edwards there, I can't see him stepping out, and I think it must help someone like Joe Walsh as well, having him in front of him, who's always talking. He leads by example. And if you had said to me at the start of the season that he would turn into a key player, I never would have believed you. But yeah, he's been fantastic. And yeah, if I was Ronnie Edwards, I'd be a little bit concerned that I got done by Dykes and Steve Cook. But yeah, we won't comment on that.
Talking about Ronnie Edwards though, Michael, having a player like Steve Cook there, mentoring him, showing him the ropes, understanding the sort of different sides of the game, that can only benefit Ronnie Edwards, can't it?
Yeah, exactly. Having someone who knows the game inside out, who has had multiple promotions, obviously with Bournemouth, played for big clubs like Forest and so on, is a good. And he seems like a character as well. You see the interviews where they go around the training pitch and they're asking the players like the stupid questions, and he's there always giving it banter, always having a laugh with the team. And I think he's well liked amongst the players, and I think he's a great person to learn from.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be a tough choice because I think his contract's up in the summer, and I think he's probably one of the highest paid, or he definitely is one of the highest paid at the club. So it'll be a really, really interesting end to the season because I'm just not sure they can give him another year. But if he continues in this form, then I think it's going to be hard to kind of get rid of him. And what he offers players like Edwards, Jimmy Dunn, and Bengay, I think. Yeah, I think he's probably trying to prove that he deserves another year. So yeah, good luck to him.
Yeah, it's hard not to see him maybe getting another year the way he's playing, but we shall see. We shall see. Thank you for a great conversation, boys, and thank you everybody for watching at home. Please like and subscribe, and please get involved in the comments below talking